Peace, love, and empowerment, beautiful people. I pray that this video finds you well and that you are out here living your best life, achieving goals, and getting the job done. LJ the Peacemaker here. Need peace? I got some, and I'm willing to share. So I just came out here onto my deck. I sat here, the sun was shining. It was like raining torrentially last night, so this morning was kind of gloomy, but so I came out on my deck preparing to shoot this video and speak to you, and the sun was shining, so I'm like, oh great, I'll do it outside, I'll shoot the video outside because the sun is shining. And then as I position myself, I sat right in this spot, and now it seems like the sun is shining directly onto me, right overhead, and I'm receiving it as a sign of God letting me know that I got this. Praise God. Which, I mean, is so interesting because I do take that personally. Like, that is God shining down on me, letting me know, hey girl, I'm shining down on you. And even things that are so subtle and simple as like a gentle breeze or like a butterfly flying across your face, we have the option to either take it personally or not to take it personally. It's really up to you. But why not take it personally and embrace the feeling? Feel the feeling of the gratitude that it brings. It lets you know that God is thinking about you personally. God is winking at you. He's like, hey, sweetie, I see you out there. So I just had to share that with you because I encourage you to try this in your life and watch how it makes you feel and how it begins to plant these seeds of like gratitude into your consciousness. And the more you practice it, the more those seeds sprout into a mighty harvest. And so with that being said, seeding is what I want to talk about today. Seeding, a give and take. But before I get into that, I want to make sure that I let you know that my article, Emancipation Through Imagination, is now out on medium.com. So you're able to read that. And Emancipation Through Imagination is really my stance on how we can together eradicate poverty. It's a very short article, 5-minute read, and it will kind of give you the depiction of how this is all possible and the role that we each get to play. So be sure to check that out. That's at medium.com/@LJ the Peacemaker. Additionally, I also want to remind you that I have the Lead Yourself workshop available for you. When you send me your email address, I will send you the link for that workshop completely free, because I really want you to get this in your hands because I know it'll bless you. And so basically the Lead Yourself workshop was a workshop that I put on this January of this year, because 2023 is the year of leadership. And so really taking that position and helping to enable you to position yourself in this role of the self-leader, because we're intended to lead ourselves, lead our lives. And that's what the Lead Yourself workshop is all about. But again, it's available to you for free. You just DM me with your email address and I will send you the link. Okay, now that we took care of business, a little bit of housekeeping. Now let's get into it. Seeding, a give and take. Now, what is seeding? Obviously, it has to do with seeds, but it's really the art of planting seeds, the act of planting seeds. And so in the beginning, scripture says that God gave us this clear directive to be fruitful and multiply. And so if we look at what fruit is by definition, fruit are seed-bearing vegetation. You know, vegetables don't have seeds, but fruit has seeds. So God is saying, be fruitful. Therefore, it's meaning to take what is within the fruit, which are the seeds, and go plant them. So we have been given this clear directive to go plant seeds. Now, scripture also says you reap what you sow. It additionally says that seed time and harvest will never cease as long as the earth is going on. that those things will never come to an end. So clearly there is this prevailing theme of this seeding, of us planting seeds, of us sowing and then reaping. This is part of the cycles of how life works, part of the foundational principles of all of creation. It's this seed time and harvest. So seeding is the act of planting seeds. We were intended to plant seeds. But so what are the seeds that we plant? Now, everything that we're able to give is a seed. So that's a whole lot. We got a whole lot of seeds now. And the thing is, as we're giving them, we're planting them. So it doesn't even necessarily need to be this conscious act. As you're releasing things from yourself, you are planting those seeds. So what kind of things do we give out? Are we giving that are, in essence, these seeds? Our words are seeds. Our time are seeds. We're planting all of these things and they will grow into something else. Our energy, our attitude, our mindset, our focus, our intentions, these are all seeds. Our diet, our health care, how we take care of ourselves, our self-care, these are all seeds, and they're going to produce something larger of their kind later, because you plant the seed and the seed grows into a tree. So obviously what is produced from the seed is larger than the seed itself. And we're constantly planting these seeds, you know? So even right now, I'm planting seeds as I speak to you, and my intention is to be planting seeds of life, speaking life to you, sharing with you life-giving information that will help you to remove the lack perspective from your mind so that the poverty that is existing within you is eradicated, so that you are not coming from no lack perspective, because now you got the tools, you're fully equipped, and you know how to plant those seeds efficiently. But so, as I just said, whatever we're giving out, those are the seeds. And as we give, it'll be given unto us, which in essence is we will reap what we have sown. And again, the seeds that we're constantly sowing, our time, our energy, our words, our thoughts, our behaviors, our effort, our money, you name it. And I mean, the list goes on and on. So I'm not intending to list all of them. I want to make sure you get the idea, which I'm sure that you have at this point. But so this is how all of creation operates, through this reaping and sowing, through this seeding, this planting of seeds. And once we understand that God gave us the clear directive to be fruitful and multiply, that we're intended to plant these seeds to grow this bountiful harvest, then that in essence is the means by which we are able to create. We create through intentionally planting these seeds so that they can grow into the harvest that we desire. However, they grow at like this abundant, marvelous, fantastic, phenomenal magnitude that we can't even comprehend. So the thing is, as we're planting the seeds, we have no idea how big and vast it's gonna grow, like what it's really producing. And that's why we have to be very intentional and very strategic and very alert and watchful about the seeds that we're planting. Because think about any seed you're planting. If it was multiplied 100-fold, would you want that? You know what I'm saying? If I'm out here treating people negatively, disrespecting people all the time, would I want that seed of that nasty comment I just gave to that person to be multiplied 100 times back to me? I really don't think so. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we're not necessarily thinking about that. We're like, I feel this way and I'm acting out of my feelings and I really don't care. And then later, when the harvest is produced, when we have to reap that thing that we have sown, we're looking around wondering why this is happening to me, and we're standing there feeling like the victim when we planted those seeds way back over yonder. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be alert, alert, aware, and ready, and sowing these seeds on purpose and masterfully. And I mean, that's what I desire for all of us to know how this works, to know who and what we are, what we were created to do, and let's do it. Let's do it right. Let's do it great. Let's be out here shining, winning, getting it, and releasing all of these mindsets that are holding us back. Because ultimately, granted, we're born into different situations. Some of them are better than others, some of them worse than others. However, we all have the capacity to change them. And through this seeding, us planting these seeds and being very strategic and concise, setting clear objectives and ensuring that we're planting seeds in that direction, we can create whatever we want. Like, it's just real. It's just true. That's what God said, and I'm out here living it, and I know it's real, and that's why I'm on fire about it. That's why I'm out here shining because of it, and I can't help but let you know, because I'm like, yo, you see what's really going on? God provided the way, and it's for you. So let's get it. Now, back to seeding. So in Luke, in the Bible, Luke 8, I believe it begins at verse 5, Luke 8:5, Jesus speaks of the parable of the sower. And so it's a parable all about sowing seeds, seeding. And so he speaks of how the farmer goes out, he plants his seeds, some seeds fall on the path and they're trampled by people, because we don't plant our seeds on the middle of the road. So obviously those seeds are almost wasted. And some of them, birds come and pick them up, so the birds ate them. So that seems of benefit and useful. However, that's not necessarily what we want to happen to our seeds. Some of the other seeds fall on the rocky ground, and so they inevitably die because there's no moisture. They don't have soil to grow in or thrive. Then some of the other seeds, they fall in the thorns, and as they begin to sprout up, the thorns choke them out, because thorns, weeds, those are not of benefit to when you're growing something. So we don't want to plant our seeds there. And then finally, the last set of seeds falls on the fertile soil, the good fertile soil, and it produces a harvest of 100 times what was planted. Now that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? But that comes from planting these seeds in the good soil, in the fertile soil. But so what is the good soil and the fertile soil? Basically, that's us being intentional. That's us deciding, where am I planting these seeds? What are the seeds that I want to plant? How am I going to nurture them? Let me establish my day, my time, my effort, my energy around ensuring that I'm taking care of these seeds, that I'm watering them, that I'm nurturing them, that I'm doing it all on purpose, and that I'm aligning every other seed that I become aware of to ensure that it is also fostering the growth of this harvest that I desire. And that's how we're intended to do this. You know what I'm saying? So for myself, I decided, okay, well, not even I decided, it was my mission, it was my destiny, it was inside me, and it was calling me and pulling me. So it was a yearning in my heart that I'm here to eradicate poverty. So at the onset of that, it's like, what does that even mean? Like, how in the world do I do that? And so that's what made it very clear to me that it was God leading me to this. However, that was a seed. That was a seed planted in my mind, because I didn't produce that. You know what I mean? God equips us with the seeds. We don't make the seeds. We didn't give ourselves the ability to speak, to think, to act. God created us, and he placed within us the seeds, so we got the seeds. You know, and we've been given the directive to be fruitful and multiply, so it's for us to nurture, to grow that harvest, and to continue to live in this process of reaping and sowing, as we understand that that's how everything works. But so the idea came to me, which was God planting that seed within me. Now, at that point, I have two options. I could either nurture the seed as if I'm good in fertile soil, or I could allow the wind to blow it away, allow it to have fallen on the path, Or I could allow myself to get started, but not be so rooted in it where the thorns start choking it out, or where I'm planting it on rocks, which basically would be not making the necessary preparations to facilitate it. But so God plants this seed in my mind, and I knew with clarity, I have to do this. And so as I began to focus on it and nurture that idea, then new seeds were produced. Then it became clear, okay, I have to study to understand further how I need to grow myself in order to do this. So that was more seeding. I began planting seeds into personal development. And then I understood, okay, I have to very, very clearly allot time for these practices, or else I'm not going to be able to foster them. And then that time became another seed, more seeding that I was planting into this. Then I began to share the message, and that was more seeding. And then that continued to grow and to expand. And the point that I'm making is that we are constantly have access to the seeds. The seeds are within us, and they're for us to go forth and to plant on purpose and strategically. And just as we plant the seed, that doesn't mean we know all that it will entail. However, it will keep being revealed to us what is next and what additional seeds. And as we consistently focus on our clear objective, then we begin to get into alignment with it, and we begin to clearly recognize which seeds need to be planted. And we begin to hone in on our time, hone in on our attitude, hone in on our thoughts, because we start noticing, wait a second, that's out of alignment with what I want. So I'm not nurturing it if I act like this or think like this or do this with my time. So I need to start planting these seeds of time, of effort, of energy, of focus over here, or else this ain't gonna grow. And so it all unfolds organically, but it begins with you being intentional, understanding that you are reaping what you're sowing, and you were intended to do so, but you have to do it on purpose. Now, all of that is within your power. You're empowered to go forward in this manner. But another thing that I want to make sure I point out is that as human beings, it is our capacity and it is the intention for us to go forward and plant these seeds. But every single person has that capacity. So everybody's seeding. And we have to understand that, with regards to like selling products, with regards to pushing an agenda, everyone is seeding. So the powers that be, society, the government, the devil, whoever you feel like is your opposition, they're seeding as well. And they're looking for good and fertile soil to plant in, so that it sprouts into a harvest 100 times the size of what was planted. You don't want to be the good and fertile soil for the opposition. But so what does that mean? That means you got to get your mind right. Because if I'm sitting over here thinking dark thoughts, and then I see something over here that's fostering those dark thoughts and plants additional seeds of darkness into my mind, then I am feeding these seeds of darkness, and they're going to grow within me, and I'm going to reap a harvest of this darkness, of that negativity, of that self-doubt. We cannot nurture those areas of our lives, because what we're doing in essence is planting seeds that will grow into a harvest of that. Additionally, we are creating fertile soil in our minds, in ourselves, for the opposition. The opposition is just roaming around looking for whom he may devour. And through us not on a day-to-day consistent basis seeding good things into ourselves, into our lives, into our environments, into our world, if we're seeding and feeding ourselves things that are facilitating these dark thoughts, this negative self-image, then we are good and fertile soil for the darkness. and the devil is out there just looking for his end, waiting, looking for it. And we do not want to be that good and fertile soil for him to come and plant more seeds of darkness. Next thing you know, you don't want to live no more. Like, that all comes from somewhere, and is all based on this seeding. You didn't just come up with that idea one day. It was this progressive process that led you down that path. And we have to understand that there are so many external factors that are seeding these thoughts into our mind, seeding the fear, seeding the self-doubt, seeding the lack perspective, seeding these feelings of inadequacy, seeding feelings of disunity, of isolation. They're seeding that. And are we catching those seeds? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be the path. It just like in the parable where the seeds fell there and they just blew away. They got trampled. Because I'm not going to allow my mind to be this open ground for these seeds of darkness to come. You know what I'm saying? And it's for us to be that vigilant, to recognize, no, I am not going to foster these things in my mind. But then the real question becomes, how do we even do that? It's about understanding that in every moment we are seeding. So we don't have to fight against anything. We recognize, wait a second, I just watched that. Now it got me thinking some weird stuff. That was a seed that was placed in my mind. I don't want that seed. So let me ensure that I'm not nurturing it. Let me go watch a happy thing. Let me go for a walk, which makes me feel renewed and refreshed. Let me go exercise. You begin planting a different seed. We don't got to fight that other seed. We don't got to try to uproot it. We just go and start planting different seeds in the direction that we desire to go. Life is all about seeding. And as we learn to seed efficiently and effectively and recognize that seeding is this give and take. We're planting seeds, but we're also receiving seeds. We're planting seeds and we're reaping a harvest. Other people are planting seeds and they're trying to reap a harvest. And you don't want to be part of somebody's harvest that they're reaping that's ruining yours. You know what I mean? Like, granted, yes, I desire for everyone to have abundance. However, you're not gonna come up by stepping on me or bringing me down. And it's like, we have to be that clear and that vigilant and set those boundaries for ourselves of what we're willing to tolerate and what we're not. And be clear on when something is seeding something into our consciousness that we don't desire. You are the master of you. You are the boss of you. God intended for you to go forward, be fruitful, and multiply. So live in accordance with the will of God for you, because God has this bountiful harvest prepared. So seeding is a give and take. I thank you so much for your time. I love you so, so much. I pray that this blesses you. Again, be sure to read my article, Emancipation Through Imagination, on medium.com/@LJ the Peacemaker. And also be sure to claim your copy of the Lead Yourself workshop so that you can really begin to lead yourself in every area of your life. Just DM me with your email address and I will send you the link. I thank you again for your time. LJ the Peacemaker, eradicating poverty, one thought at a time. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.